Josh, first of all, thank you so much for letting us interview you and giving us this time. First of all, how are you? How has been your summer?
Feeling good. Summer's been amazing so far. I've had a lot of dates across the US and Europe and London and the UK and stuff, so feeling really good about it. I've had an amazing week this week in Marbella. I've had my parents here who are currently sat over there watching this and laughing at me, and my amazing girlfriend as well. So yeah, it's just been nice to relax this week, and yeah, happy to be here and looking forward to my show tonight at elrowo, playing at 11:30. So
like you have been a little bit days before your show here in Marbella, like enjoying, resting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I did Ibiza Amnesia with elrowo on Saturday, and then we came straight from there to here. So I've had a nice week relaxing. Can't you tell my tan? Which is I'm looking very bronzed. Yeah,
more than me.
Yeah, only a little bit. Yeah.
Like it's funny that you mentioned on Ibiza because the next question is talking about it. Like you are regular in Ibiza.
Yes.
Every summer. However, you don't play a lot in the rest of Spain. For those ones that don't know you, which is the track from you that you play tonight, and you say, okay, this is Joshua's sound, 100%.
Yeah. That's a really good question because my sound sort of branches across a few different subgenres of house, but for me, I think the biggest one is probably bass go boom, just because of the driving bass lines and the sort of garagey sounds, but it's sort of meshed with tech house. It came out Hot Creations last year. I think that probably epitomizes my sound the best. That or Magalena, which is a crowd favorite. Everybody seems to really enjoy that one whenever I play that, which is more like Brazilian Latin focus. So I'd probably say either of those, but out of the two, maybe bass go boom.
You are an artist who loves to make edits from all songs, whatever the genre is. For example, you did an edit from My Hams or Black Eyed Peas, and recently you did one from Mercy of Duffy. So where does this passion from edits come from?
I think just because, like, growing up, I mean, I'm not just saying this because my parents are here, but growing up as a kid, I was always surrounded by music. They always had music on in the house, and a lot of that music has obviously aged a bit. That doesn't mean the music's not as good now. It's as good, but it just needs like an update for the dance floor. So a lot of those tracks, a lot of those edits have maybe been inspired from times I've been at home with my parents, like listening to music and things like that. And I just think there's a special thing about taking an older track, sampling it, and then putting like your own spin on it into your own sets, because it kind of fits your vibe. It's a bit different. It's kind of like a nostalgic feeling for like not only myself but everyone in the crowd. Like especially like the older heads in the crowd, if they hear a tune, they might be like, oh yeah, I remember that sample, like that's amazing. But also the kids that may not have heard that song when they were younger, because obviously they weren't around, they would hear that and be like, oh my god, what's this? It's amazing, think it's new, but actually like look into it and be like, no, that's not new. Like that's an older sample, do you know what I mean? Like So I think there's something special about that. That's why I do a lot of edits.
Precisely, there is one topic that is common about the edits from old songs. There are plenty of remixes and tracks using classic vocals in all types of genres, like techno, house, also this new wave for Eurotrance, Eurodance. And some people say that this is lack of creativity and this is an easy way, an easy path to make the song viral. Like, what are your thoughts about it? Because you do a lot of edits, so I want to know your thoughts.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I totally understand that. I understand why people think that about edits, and to a certain extent, I agree. If you just take, you know, the original song and add like a kick drum and a bass line and change the drums slightly, then yeah, it is like a cheap way to you know, gain success, especially if you're looking for that like TikTok song, do you know what I mean? But like, if you go more creative with it, if you chop the sample up, if you change everything about it but the vocal and use the vocal in a really creative way, I honestly don't see how that's like too dissimilar from, you know, creating an original song. I mean, obviously, don't get me wrong, originals are super hard to create, especially something really, you know, special and out there that everybody loves and is really unique. Because obviously it involves a lot of like songwriters and vocalists and everything that goes into a studio session. I'd say, yeah, it is hardest to create an original song, and I have so much respect for people that can go to a studio and do that, and that's definitely something I'm looking to do more in my career. But I wouldn't say edits are, if it's done in the right way, I wouldn't say edits are a cheap way to gain success. But yeah, it is like a touchy subject, so yeah.
Okay, like, you know, the debate, like, you understand it.
Yeah, but like, there's so much sampling in music. Like, there's samples in so many big songs, and I mean, if you look at some of the biggest songs this year, they've all been samples. Whether that's something really obvious or something not so obvious, the people being, oh yeah, I remember that. But yeah, I'd say like for me personally, like it's good as an artist to get a balance of both.
The way that you can release a lot of edits is now with your new label, No Bad Fridays, that you released on April, that you release free edits and also your new song, for example, the drums, release the drums, no? Release the drums, yeah. So I want to know more about the label, how is it going, and which is your goal with the label?
Yeah, so the label's amazing. For me, like the main goal of having the label was to have like freedom in terms of like what I can release when I want to release it. There's a lot of restrictions when sending songs to labels. It takes a while. And for me as an artist, I've got to a point where I just wanted that freedom, that creative freedom, I suppose, and I wanted to be able to do whatever I wanted to do with my music. But it's amazing as well because I think that label, No Bad Fridays, which I've set up, it's a great way to show everyone what I'm playing in my sets, the type of music I'm playing, and like put on new artists that maybe people haven't heard of that follow me. So for example, like BRN from Brazil, who I've signed, he's amazing, his songs are fantastic. He did an EP on my label and then later had a release with Solid Grooves. He's a great artist, he's fantastic. Jeff Sorkwitz from the US, who I signed, he's brilliant as well. I love his stuff, I play a lot of it, like tonight on my set I'm going to play a few of his tunes. It's just a great way to just like showcase new talent that's up and coming. And then yeah, the edit series as well, so I wanted to do that as a separate thing, so it's sort of like the label has its own thing and then it's like the free download series is like alongside it, and that gives like people that follow me as an artist like, oh, like it's not just like songs I have to buy or like wait for on Spotify. Like Josh could drop a free download any minute and it could be like some outrageous edit that they've been waiting for years and years that I've been playing in my sets. So it's just like fun, do you know what I mean? I just want to have fun with it and involve like good people. So the main thing about my label is I want to involve like good people and I want to surround myself with people that I respect and are just good. That's the only way I can put it. Like, I just want good people around me.
Yeah. Also, for example, you have mentioned like you released your edit, but it's like a limited edition because it's like, okay, you go to SoundCloud, but it's only 1 week available. So if you don't download it, like you miss it, and good luck.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just part of the fun. Like I just want to drop it and be like, right, you got 3 days to download it. If you want it, that's great. If not, cool, whatever. And then it's not available anymore. But it still lives on SoundCloud, so it's almost like a little tease. You know what I mean?
Another topic that I want to approach is the back-to-back, because you usually play a lot of back-to-back with different artists, like Deeper Purpose, Kyle Watson, Weston, Solardo, Noisu, or Honey Love. Like, how do you typically prepare these sets, and what are the pros and the cons compared to a solo set?
So I mean, obviously with a solo set, like people that go to that, it'll be like what they would expect to hear from me in terms of like my sound. Whereas I think the great things about B2Bs are it's a mishmash of sounds. You don't really know what to expect. Say if someone comes and they love my sound, but they also love, I don't know, say Deeper Purpose who's playing it tonight, or West End, they love their sounds, then it's like the best of both worlds for them because they get to hear everything in like an hour and a half or 2 hours, whereas like trying to find different people's sets. Cons, I honestly don't see the cons in a B2B. I think for me, like they're so much fun. Like I love playing with someone else because I think it's great. Like you never know what they're going to spin in. You know, the mixes could be really different to what I usually do, which is great. It's sometimes challenging with the music they play, and I think that's great as an artist. It keeps you on your toes. Yeah, I don't really see any like cons, to be fair. Like it's mostly pros, and for me it's great. Like I'm touring, I'm traveling the world, and I'm going to some of these incredible places, like obviously here today in Marbella, which is amazing. And I don't know if you guys have seen the site yet, but it's brilliant. Elrowo have done a fantastic job. I'm getting to go and do that and have a few drinks with my mates and then maybe play like B2B, do you know what I mean? Obviously today's a solo set, but it's some of the places I go to is really good fun, and it's just an amazing thing to do.
Yeah, it surprised me because like I can understand that you love doing back-to-back with your friends, but recently I read some statement that Simon Dunmore said that this new fever of doing back-to-backs, like it says like it cuts you from creativity doing a solo set. It's like you can't do your set like evolving like you want to do because you always have to pair, and if you don't have too much chemistry with that artist, maybe it can be a little bit of fail that back-to-back. So I want to know, like maybe you have so much chemistry with every artist that you do, but
naturally you're not going to get on well with everyone. But I'd actually say that's a really good point from Simon. I have a lot of respect for Simon. I think he's great. And I think that is a very good point. I think, you know, you're not going to get on with everybody in life, and that's the same when it comes to DJing as well. And sometimes promoters say, okay, I think this person will work. And if you've not met before, there is that element of, oh, like, it might or it might not work. But I'd say most DJs in today's day and age and on the circuit know each other, and certainly everybody / most people I've met are really chill and just nice people and just want to like enjoy themselves and like enjoy like the fun of it and the vibe of it. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's not their favourite set, if they've accepted the B2B, they must like your sound in some way. Do you know what I mean? Because it has to go through the agents and all that stuff.
Okay, what can we expect from Joshwa for the rest of the year and also in 2025?
I think a lot more of the same. Like I'm really into like this sort of like groovier UK sound, which is really cool. So I want to do a lot more originals. I've been saying this for a while now, but I actually am bringing out some originals, which I'm really looking forward to. My parents love them, which is always a good sign. So when your mum and dad like your music, that's always a good thing. So yeah, I just think probably a bit more artistry from me in terms of like the originals I'm putting out. Now I've got my own label as well. It's nice to have that freedom. Obviously going to continue doing the edits, which is great. I love that. Everyone seems to like it as well. And yeah, just like looking forward to like evolving my sound and just, you know, getting a lot more people that I respect as well as artists involved in my label project, which is really cool. I mean, I've got this really exciting original called Gravity, which is, I've been working on it for a while now. It's more like, it's very different from my usual style, but I'm really looking forward to putting it out. So that, hopefully, fingers crossed, that will come out at some point this year. And then shows and stuff, yeah, just a lot more tours. We're about to announce an autumn tour, which is really good, with a lot of focus on North America. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay, perfect. And to end, let's do some rapid fire questions, like just to quit all the pressure. Yeah, like your favorite thing on the elrowo events.
Elrowo events, it's got to be the confetti and the crazy characters. It's definitely got to be that.
Okay, if you have to choose a singer to do a collab, because you love edits, so a singer,
Okay.
who will be?
I love Patti LaBelle, like her voice is absolutely incredible. So I think for me, someone like that or Patti would be brilliant. I love that whole diva sound.
Okay, and the favorite back-to-back that you have played?
That's really hard. Do I have to give an answer to this? There'll be a few upset people. That's really tough. I've listened, like I've loved every B2B I've done, but I'd say my favourite one is probably the most recent one I did with San Pacho in Brooklyn Mirage. Funny enough, an elrowo event. That was amazing. It was really good. Like he's just so much fun, and the synergy was brilliant. So we've actually got another one coming up in LA soon, which will be good.
Okay, perfect. A film or TV series that you like to be part of?
That I'd like to be a part of. If they brought out another series, I'd do Peaky Blinders. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, I could see myself in like, you know, the top hat and yeah, exactly, yeah. I just want to say I'd be a good guy, not one of the bad ones. Just want to put it out there. Yeah.
Okay, that's the thing that I told you. I know that searching for the interview that you played professional football in Chile.
Yeah.
Like, I want to form from you like a main 11 of football team,
11.
but not 11. Like say the principal positions, like goalkeeper, center back, midfielder, and striker.
What, of all time or just like now?
Full time.
Of all time, I'd probably go with. I don't know why I'm saying this, but David Seaman in goal. I've always liked him. I thought he was brilliant, and when he was playing for England and stuff. I'd say in defence, probably Thiago Silva. I've always loved him as a player. I think he's amazing. When I played, I was a centre back as well, so I used to model myself on him. Centre mids, I'd go with like, or midfielders, I'd go with like Claude Makelele. Maybe someone attacking like Kaka or someone like that. I think would be really good. And then yeah, for the centre forwards, probably. I mean, you've got to involve like Messi and Ronaldo, haven't you? Like they're the go-tos.
A song to close on all night long.
Song to close out all night long. I would probably go with. I love like the classic like dance tracks. So for me, I'd go with something like really like happy and euphoric and energetic. Like I Want Your Soul. I'm a Van Helden. He's really really good. I love that tune. I play it in a lot of sets to close.
Thank you so much, Joshua. It was a
really good
pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, likewise.
To have share this time with you. So we'll see you, hear your set, and have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar. I appreciate it, mate.